There are 42 games remaining in this stinking season. And what you saw tonight was a microcosm of what we saw last October in the playoffs. Ruben, check me on this. I mean, you gotta get the hits when you can get the hits. And you've also, more important, you've got to get hits against top flight pitching. It's not going to be an excuse in October. Well, that guy was a great pitcher. And they're all great pitchers. But if you got Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, Trey Turner, JT Realmuto, Harrison Bader lengthening the lineup as we welcome you to Postgame Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance. You need to get hits when you can.
You sound upset, Mike.
I am upset because this is not just 101-62 to me. This is a look at why can't our guys get it past their top pitchers as their guys get it past Cristopher Sánchez tonight? I don't get it.
Well, one of the issues that they have not seen Hunter Greene, and they have had some success with him in the past, but Hunter Greene had great stuff today. Obviously has not pitched in the big leagues since probably June 3rd. He had a groin issue. Had great stuff. I mean, he's a very, very good pitcher. He is what they call an ace there with the Reds. But I'm more disappointed, not necessarily from the bats, but the fact that this was a game that they could have won. Cristopher Sánchez threw a very good game and a very winnable game, but they did not play good defense behind him. He had one of the, obviously one of the E's that certainly hurt them. But they've been playing some very good baseball, and in this particular game, they did not play great baseball, and it came to haunt them. Unfortunately, I mean, this is a team in the Reds that you can't make mistakes with this team because they play good baseball. Tito's has done a nice job, much like the Milwaukee Brewers, of just playing good, solid baseball. They got some athletes. They don't have a lot of power, but they play the game right. And if you don't play the game right against these teams, they're going to beat you. That's exactly what happened this evening.
Also, 2 out runs. Take a look at the bottom of the 6th.
And it really could have been stopped with some decent defense. They couldn't get it done. The irony of this is that when Marsh went to cut off that ball that De La Cruz hit, that was a heck of a play. He goes to his backhand and clanks it, and unfortunately allows De La Cruz to score, and then all hell broke loose after that. It's got to play cleaner baseball. They were still in the game. Like I said, 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs. If the ball is played cleanly and thrown in, unfortunately it didn't happen, and things got blown up.
Yeah, you don't expect to see a Little League home run or that type of play happen in the major leagues, certainly not with the Phillies. And it was frustrating because you take a look at what that turns into, and it just saps the strength, the energy out of this team. You saw it happen. 4-0, and then, of course, the grand slam later on makes it 8-0, and you knew they had no chance. Also, they didn't score any runs. It's a shutout tonight. They scored no runs the first 2 games before the 8th inning. They don't score a run tonight, and I know Cincinnati has one of the best starting staffs in baseball, but come on. You got to get some runs.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give some credit to the Reds. There's no question about it. They threw the ball very well, but they couldn't really create a lot of runs. They're still in the game. If it's a 1-0 game after the 6th, they think they got a chance, because I think at that point you would probably have Hunter Greene come out of the game because he had a pitch limit, and you would hope that they would get to their bullpen. But once things started to snowball and they got those 2 extra runs that they probably should not have gotten, then it made it awfully difficult. Sort of takes the sails out of the team when they're not swinging the bats all that well. They came back nicely in the very first game of that series, but it looked like they sort of laid flat a little bit in the last couple. He spins off a nasty slider to get Bryce Harper, who's been struggling as of late.
All right, take a look at this box score here. Trey Turner 1 for 4, Kyle Schwarber 1 for 4. Okay, they each get hits. Bryce Harper, Ruben, 4 for 32 in his last 8 games. 4 for 32. He did have the home run too little too late last night, but 4 for 32. JT Realmuto 0 for 3 tonight. Nick Castellanos, 1 hit in his last 6 games, just 1. 1 for 25. The Phillies need these guys up and down the lineup, and certainly your first 4 or 5 guys. Marsh, nothing. Bader didn't have anything tonight. So it was a real struggle. And Hunter Greene, to be sure, the guy's an unbelievable pitcher. He came off the IL. You know he was loaded for bear on that because he hadn't pitched in a couple of months. But the Phillies bats need to come to play a little bit better than they did tonight.
Yeah, one of the things that's has caused sort of a mediocre offensive production this season has been when certain guys go cold, typically you have other guys get hot. Right now, they have the 3, 4, and 5 guys who are kind of cold. Usually you have just one of those guys goes cold and the other couple guys pick them up. There's a level of inconsistency in some of their approaches and their at-bats. And, again, there's ebbs and flows to every season. And there's ebbs and flows to, how you produce on the daily. But you typically would see, a couple guys go flat. But you're seeing in a lot of instances during the course of this season where you're having 2 or 3 really key players go flat at the same time. And that's one of the reasons why for a long time there, until recently, they were probably playing right around 500 baseball because they were not producing the runs that they needed to produce.
They were. So 4.5 games up on the Mets and Braves in a rain delay at Citi Field. They're now 69-51 on pace for 93 wins. And they have lost 2 straight games for the first time in 14 games since the end of July. The Philadelphia Phillies, 8-0 losers tonight. Here's Rob Thomson postgame in Cincy.
We faced pretty good pitching on this trip too. So, but you got to find a way to beat good pitching.
What'd you see from Greene? First time in a long time he's been out there, man.
Power stuff. I mean, it's power fastball, power slider, and then he broke out the split. Yeah, it's really good stuff. He was on today and was throwing strikes.
Talk about the defense and how good it's been. What did you see from that tonight specifically?
As far as
just the errors to lead the Lily home run, and then the play with Stott and Harper in the 8th. Was that just a tween ball? Or?
Yeah, the tweener ball. Harp got a little bit far away, but I mean, he's done that in the past. We make the out, but with Dela Cruz, it's tough to get back, and it's tough for Romano to get there too. He's just so fast. The overthrow from Marsh, I understand it. He's trying to throw the guy out the plate because that puts us down 3, and then we're in a big hole. So he was trying to throw it in the air, and just a little bit too high.
It's been a while since Romano has given up some runs. What did you see from him today?
I thought he was good. He should have gotten out of it. So he walks the guy, strikeout, walk. Ground ball, base hit, and 3-4 hole. Another strikeout, and then the infield hit, which should have been an out. And then he gives up. But I thought the stuff was fine, other than the walk.
All their runs tonight on 2 outs. I don't want to say like mental lapses, but was there something maybe with Sanchez tonight that maybe?
I thought Sanchez was good.
Yeah.
I really did. I mean, he filled up strike zone, first pitch strikes. His command was really good. It was a much better start than the one he had in Texas, so it's good to see. And once we got down 4, even though he's at 80 pitches or whatever it was at, just, get him out. It'll benefit him down the road.
Long road trip. We talked about it coming in. You get the sweep. Now lose 2 or 3. How big are these 4 in Washington?
Oh, they're big. Okay. Every series is big. It's it's disappointing. You win the first one here. You kind of feel like you got a good shot at winning the series, but. Yeah, they pitched good and they played good.
And that was a really big play in the game, and you saw Hunter Greene pumped up after that strikeout. It was a big one. And unfortunately, right now, Harp's not swinging the bat all that well. His feet are moving a little bit. He's pulling off the ball a little bit. He just needs to hit a line drive to left field and to get things rolling again, because when he's driving the ball the opposite field more consistently, that's when he's staying on his feet and staying much more well balenced.
When you've never faced a pitcher before, as was the case with Harper and Greene, does that present its own problems, or is it, here's another guy who's throwing a ball?
No, it's a challenge. There's no question about it. I mean, Hunter Greene has not pitched all that well against the Phillies, but he's really matured over the last couple of years. In 2024, he had a breakout year, really fantastic, and was pitching extraordinarily well in the first part of the season before he had the groin injury. So this is a guy with great stuff. He's really come on with his slider. He always had a big arm. He's developing into an ace, and now he's mixing in a splitter as well, which can be filthy. But anytime you throw 101 miles an hour and you throw it where you want to, and you have that kind of a slider, I mean, it's a filthy slider with a big break to it. You're gonna have a lot of success. And this kid, he's got the sky's the limit for this young man, and he is their ace. And it will be interesting to see if they get into a playoff situation, how far this team can go, because they can pitch it.
Let's go once again to the Phillies clubhouse. Here is Bryce Harper on facing Hunter Greene in a tough 8-0 loss.
Bryce, what made Hunter Greene so tough tonight? I know he's one of the best when he's healthy, but what made him so difficult tonight specifically?
Yeah, good right on his heater. Good slider tonight too. It's the first time I faced him. So, you know, it's tough seeing a guy for the first time, especially when he's got that kind of stuff. So he threw real well.
Got the sweep in Texas. You take the first one here. One kind of disappointing to drop last two, and then two, how big will it be to bounce back this weekend in DC?
Yeah, just 2 bad games. Obviously, we didn't play well the last 2, and thought, you know, it was kind of bad the way we played the last 2. So, got to clean that up. Obviously, going to DC, big weekend ahead, and hopefully win the series there.
Just 2 games not hitting all that much. Is that just all right? Just happens. Move on.
Yeah, I mean, 2 good pitchers, you know, gave us their best stuff and, you know, got us. We just got to move ahead, put our head down, and, like I said, win that series in D.C.
That ball in the 8th inning, kind of just a no man's land between you and Bryson there.
Yeah, I mean, I took 1 step, looked to see if Jordan was going to cover, and then, you know, didn't see him getting over, so kind of had to, you know, rush over, and Ellie's running, so tough play right there.
You say heck of a game for Cristopher Sánchez. 6 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 81 pitches. He did have an unearned run, and his ERA 4.5. But a solid outing, you'd have to say. If his defense was a little more shored up, maybe it might have ended differently.
No question about it. And I do think it should not be 3 earned runs. It should be 2 earned runs, in my opinion. But again, that's a scorer situation where Marsh couldn't come up with that backhand on the ground ball down the left field line. And that was a really big play in this game. It literally could have been just 1 run, man on second and third, you know, with 2 outs. And, you know, with the way he was throwing the baseball, I love the way he was throwing his fastball, his sinker. 96, 95 on the inside part of the plate against right-handers. You know, and you got to give the Reds some love for coming up with the big base hit when they had to. But I thought Chris Sanchez deserved a lot better today. Didn't get any run support, and unfortunately, Phillies fall, you know, heavily to the Reds today.
So let's make it 2 earned runs, not 3. We have the power. You know why? We've got this right here. Just
we don't have an MLB.
2 earned runs.
The folks at MLB do.
All right, here's Cristopher Sánchez in the clubhouse.
Christopher, just how would you evaluate your start tonight overall?
¿Cómo tú evaluas tu salida del día de hoy?
En lo personal para mí es malo porque perdimos. Tú sabes, me gusta ayudar a mi equipo a ganar y a mantener, poner los ceros que más pueden a pisar. Pues no fue así.
On a personal note, I think it was a bad start. I mean, we lost the game, and I always go out and try to have as many scoreless innings as I can to get the team in the fight, and today just wasn't the case.
On the throw in the 6th inning, did the ball just slip out of your hand?
En el sexto inning, en ese tiro, se te rebaló un poquito la pelota cuando tiraste tercero.
No se me rebaló, sino tiré muy apresurado.
No, I didn't slip out of my hand. I just rushed it a little bit.
They scored all their runs with 2 outs today. Does that frustrate you that they're getting that going when you're going so well?
Todas las carreras las anotaron con 2 outs. Te molesta un poco que luego de que tú tuvieras el ritmo, pues te haya pasado eso.
Sí, claro, y más con el picheo mío, que es uno de mis mejores picheos. Sí, me molesta un poco.
Yeah, of course. I mean, even more so with one of my pitches, you know, that pitch that I dominate with. So, yeah, it bothers me a little.